Blood Meridian's ending epilogue is one of the more perplexing aspects of the novel, and the common interpretation is that it's showing a historical shift, whether that be toward the railroad, electricity, telephone poles, whatever. It's signifying a degradation of man that works through Blood Meridian's plot as a single rotation of death, destruction, and exploitation. And we are now going to move on to the next cycle. And the kid appearing in the passenger, all deformed and whatnot, supports this theory. And I've said this theory for years. However, as much as I would like this theory to be true, McCarthy himself disagrees with this theory. And this is one of the coolest things I found in the archive. And it was a letter to his editor. And it starts, quote, "The truth is that the historical material is really, to me, little more than a framework upon which to hang a dramatic inquiry into the nature of destiny and history and the uses of reason and knowledge and the nature of evil and all these sorts of things which have plagued folks since there were folks." And to give you guys a quick refresher, this is how the prologue starts. In the dawn, there is a man progressing over the plain by means of holes which he is making in the ground. He uses an implement with two handles, and he chucks it into the hole, and he enkindles the stone in the hole with the steel, hole by hole, striking the fire out of the rock which God has put there. And if you haven't seen my video on the secret time traveling in Blood Meridian I released a couple days ago, go check that out, because in that I talk about the concept of mirroring within Blood Meridian. And there are hundreds. So the epilogue of Blood Meridian thus would have to be mirrored by the prologue. And one of the prologue statements is by the German idealist or pre-idealist and mystic Jacob Boehme. And in the prologue it states, "It is not to be thought that the life of darkness is sunk in misery and lost as if in sorrowing. There is no sorrowing. For sorrow is a thing that is swallowed up in death, and death and dying are the very life of the darkness." And so now that we have a little bit of background knowledge, let's try to imprint a Gnostic worldview or a Bohemian analysis on the epilogue. So in the Gnostic worldview, we are living in an illusionary world created by the demiurge. And all of us have flesh and soul. And these aspects of us come from the archons, who are the servants of the demiurge. We could call these the angels in a Christian sense. And the demiurge in a Gnostic sense is just God. But above that God is the crown energy, the all transcendent one that doesn't necessarily have a personality or wants to create this world of illusion and whatnot. And in each one of us, there's a small amount of spirit that is connected to that transcendent God. And the only way we can connect with that God and get away from all of this, is through knowledge or gnosis, thus Gnosticism. I have a bunch of videos on this in the in the Cormac McCarthy course. So if you're interested in Gnosticism and Cormac McCarthy's works, we're doing a huge deep dive into all that. It honestly gets really complicated. But if we return now to the kid's ether hallucination, where he sees the coin forager, the cold forager, that represents the demiurge, because that demiurge man, whatever, is hammering out counterfeit coins, which are an illusionary aspect of the material world. And at a deeper level, it represents false values. And the only true value in life is through knowledge or gnosis. And so if we return now to the epilogue, the man, as you see right here, is striking the fire out of the rock which God has put there. And so this is a depiction, this is so beautiful, of gnosis. He is trying to free the divine matter, find gnosis within these holes, within these rocks. And this could be, we could say, there is a man. This could be the kid. This could be him. And so he is actively fighting against the demiurge by doing that. But to take the epilogue even further, it states after this, "On the plain there are wanderers in search of bones and those who do not search." And this line right here really ties the whole thing together, because what do bones represent? They represent fossils of the past. And so some people are trying to find truth, trying to find the substance in these ideas from the past, instead of existing in the phenomenological moment and connecting through gnosis, through divine matter and energy with the transcendent God. The only thing that you can connect to through bones, through the past, most of the time, is the demiurge, because it's all his illusionary creations And the people who are not searching at all, because it's better to be looking at least in relics of the past. That's almost like a false trail, but at least you're trying. And those who are not doing anything are the NPCs of the world. They are the ones who are just going through life, working their job, having a wife, whatever, doing whatever entertainment. They have no even will to fulfill anything. And so, as I talked about in my Blood Meridian is an arc, with the arc of the novel being in the Chihuahuan city. And I'm going to be doing a deep analysis of the whole, all of this plus more. I mean, I've found so many more mirrors, and that's all going to be in the Blood Meridian course. But anyway, so we start off and we're moving up through the real God, because one could say the hermit is the transcendent God. The hermit is giving him things. The hermit at night is watching over him and telling him about the storm. He's not trying to trick him. And if you remember correctly, Tobin tells the kid that gifts from the Almighty God, not the Demiurge God, are weighed and parceled in a way peculiar to him. But then when we look at what does the hermit show the man, or show the kid, he shows him the blackened heart of a slave as, quote, as if he had weighed it. And so we start the meridian, and then at the Chihuahuan city, we hit the meridian, and then we go back down, eventually ending at actually a mirrored point from the hermit at the almost a very similar pagination and section of the novel. We have the Cold Forager, which represents the Demiurge, and then eventually the consuming of the kid and all the stuff that actually happens at the end of the novel. And so the epilogue represents, you could say, eternal reoccurrence happening again, the start of a new meridian. And that's somewhat similar to the historical analysis, but it could also be seen, as I'm saying here, through a more Gnostic lens. So let's end with a quote from the Gnostic queen of kind of Cormac McCarthy's work, Petra Mundik, who's just an inaccessible high school teacher in Australia who I've been trying to interview for over a year now. So if you see this, Petra, hit me up. And she says, quote, "The epilogue seems to be suggesting that the ordinary worldlings are incapable of recognizing the miracle of saints, saviors, and bodhisattvas, even if the works lie right before their eyes." And so I like this interpretation because it can melt into everything else. It can melt in with the Nietzschean aspects. It can kind of move. This is all very biblical because, as we know, Blood Meridian has nothing to do really with traditional Christianity. All throughout the novel, McCarthy is sprinkling little aspects of Gnosticism in there, telling us like, hey, this is Gnostic. Don't turn the judge into Lucifer. Because that's happened to me. Like, I've written short stories before and put them in a workshop, and people are like, this represents this, or this guy is Jesus. And it's like, oh my God, no. So I'm sure McCarthy was worried about that with some of these stark parallels. And one could be said that this represents a lot of aspects of Dante in Paradise Lost or the Inferno, which I also think are working. But there is more evidence, maybe more so than any other school of thought, that Blood Meridian is a Gnostic novel. And even better, a Gnostic tragedy, because of course, McCarthy loves tragedies. You know, another couple interpretations people like to talk about is the people who are searching for bones are indicating a movement toward fossil fuels. And it's interesting the amount of theories, because I'm not trying to say I'm right, but a lot of people, like, for instance, if you go on the Cormac McCarthy subreddit, like I've heard, and I've made my own interpretations about the epilogue for years, but as you start to go deeper and you start to see the amount of work he puts into it, it's just not as easy to simplify something. Or sometimes people make a theory and they're missing a lot of the major frameworks of the novel. So it's like, wow, this is really good, but it's probably not right. And I don't know if I'm right, but I think I'm getting closer to the truth. So what do you guys think of this theory? Tell me what I'm missing. A lot of you Gnostic nerds out there, give us some more Gnostic interpretation of this, and I will see you guys in the next video.